Hello, sports fans. This is Kirito Hansen.
And I'm Diane Castillo. We are ready to uncover the future of Philippine sports.
And let's navigate and break down this game. Tonight, we've got a very, very interesting topic. It's the Alaska sale to Converge in the PBA. But before we introduce you to our special guest, just like to remind you, don't forget to hit that bell button for notifications, like and subscribe to our channel so you can continue to get this outstanding content we try to put out for you every episode. Okay, Diane, I think we're ready now to introduce our special guest. He is none other than a former PBA commissioner. He is now going to sit in the PBA Board of Governors as the representative of Converge, the newest franchise to join the PBA. And here he is, Attorney Chito Salud. Welcome and good evening, Attorney Salud.
Hello, good evening. Diane, good evening to you and Kinito and to all our viewers.
Nice. Thanks for being here. We're so excited about the news of Converge joining the PBA after taking over the Alaska franchise. So we wanted to start off by asking you, how was the process of doing the sale? Did Converge signify its intention to buy it to the PBA and then you were referred to Alaska? How was the process, sir?
Well, that process was really very collegial. No? A lot of consultation was done, and it started with a call from Dennis Anthony Uy, who called me and started to inquire about the PBA, about Alaska. I remember that was a day after the announcement of Willie Marshall that Alaska was intending to withdraw. So he gave me a call, asked about how the PBA operated, and after a long talk, he said, "Chito, Converge is interested. Please make the necessary inquiries."
So then you spoke to the PBA, and then how did it go? If you don't mind us asking a little bit more.
Well, Dennis and Fred didn't know each other before this transaction, so we had to introduce them after asking Commissioner Willie if Alaska was willing to transact with the Converge. So, but from the onset, Dennis wanted a seamless transaction. Converge is a publicly listed company, and there are a lot of disclosure requirements that had to be done. No? And we had to be careful that media didn't know about it before the regulatory agency did. So we tried to keep it under wraps. And after the two businessmen and sportsmen, Dennis and Fred, finalized their deal, at least in principle, no? That's the time we informed Commissioner Willie Marshall.
Attorney Salud, the PBA actually had the option of transacting this deal by itself without having to go through Alaska. But my understanding is the PBA board decided to have Alaska get involved directly in the negotiation so that the proceeds could go to Alaska as a gesture of thanks to Alaska for being in the PBA for like 35, 36 years. What is your comment about this this feeling or this thinking of the PBA board?
Well, the gesture is perfect. No, it's indeed commendable. Alaska had been a big contributor to the PBA's success over the last almost 40 years. So it's a prime example of showing us how the PBA takes care and looks after the interests of its member teams. In return, the member teams take good interest, looks after the interests of the larger interests of the PBA. So it's a two-way street, no? And it works both ways, and eventually redounds to the benefit of the whole association.
Great. Attorney Salud, we want to go back a little bit to your time as PBA Commissioner. I remember that. We used to talk a little bit more. What would you say were the highlights of your term?
Well, I do remember record attendance that we used to have, no, during my term.
Mhm.
In particular, what I remember was the Philippine Arena opening that we had.
Mhm.
That that Kinito, we had more than 50,000
Yes, we did.
fans.
Wow, was it 50,000?
Correct. That
Yes.
was I believe that was a record then, but eventually that was broken. No? In Araneta, we also set a record there, and then in terms of gross receipts for and revenues for the PBA, successive years of record gross receipts. I also remember. Oh yeah, we increased membership from 10 to 12.
Mhm.
First, yeah, we had 10 members first, and then Powerade sold its franchise to Mikey Romero, Northport, Global Port, no, and then NLEX came in buying Barako, and then expansion teams of Kia and Blackwater. So from 10,
Mm.
we naging 12 ang PBA during my term.
Attorney, all of us have very fond memories of your father, Attorney Rudy Salud, who was also once a PBA commissioner. But beyond that, of course, he was a recognized sports figure in the international realm. What lessons did you learn from your beloved father that you took when you were PBA commissioner and now will take as a governor of the PBA board representing Converge?
Well, Kinito, you know this, and you remember this. He always says media is the partner of PBA. A strong partnership with media. And that was the reason why his messaging on behalf of the PBA was resonating during his term. Number two, he believed that competitive balance is an ongoing task. No, it's never achieved. So it's continuous work for the commissioner. And then, of course, the Filipino brand of play. PBA is for the Filipino fans. And so you remember, Diane, if you were old enough at the time, and Kinito, he was really against lending PBA players to the BAP national team at the time. I
Oh,
believe
I
that was back
remember
in the
that.
1990s.
Yeah.
And he was the sole voice against that, representing the owners at the time. No, that was
Mm.
because and he kept on telling me, Chito, the reason I'm doing this is I'm protecting Philippine basketball because I know we're not yet up to par with the likes of China at the time. No, so those were the lessons that and legacies that he left with me.
Interesting. So you will now be back in the PBA, sitting as as the team governor for Converge. Since you'll now be able to have a voice once again, what changes would you like to initiate in the PBA? If
Diane, yeah, Diane, first order of the day for me, my focus would be on Converge. No, we bought a franchise that has a lineup that has a great potential, but
Mhm.
obviously not yet championship material. No? My marching orders from Dennis are very clear. Make Converge competitive, dynamic, exciting. In other words, a winning team in the quickest time possible. So that would be my mission during the first few years in the PBA.
Mhm.
Meantime, I believe by making Converge a strong team, an exciting team, it contributes to the larger picture, the larger mission of the PBA, which is to make the games exciting and
Mhm.
engaging the fans even more.
Well, attorney,
Sure.
let's talk nuts and bolts basketball. You've been quoted as saying that your idea is to have the Converge basketball team be a hot three-point shooting team built around Geronteng. Is this true? What are your ideas of Converge building its own identity in the PBA?
Of course, we want our own identity, our own winning identity. Alaska's legacy is enviable, Kinito, but Converge will eventually have its own identity and it will reflect the core values of this organization. Yes, we want a competitive edge, and I'm seriously discussing with the coaches right now to find those competitive edge for the Converge team, particularly because we know that our lineup is not that big. And Kinito, you know that the trend for the last 15 years in basketball worldwide is the three ball. We
Uh-huh.
might as well try to take advantage of that edge if we can, if we have the manpower for that. Second, strength and conditioning. I think that's taken for granted. If your team is fit, then even if you're undermanned, you give your team a chance to win and be competitive at a high level.
Kirito and I heard that there will be an announcement from Converge on April 5. Is if you can give us a little info on that. Are you going to be announcing the new team moniker, logo, and the head coach?
Yes, Diane, we will. No? Team colors, team moniker, but more than that, I think what we're really looking forward to is to be able to introduce our team owners to sports media.
Mm,
That Dennis and Grace Uy are a solid and successful tandem, and they're in this together. So I think Dennis, when he decided to join the PBA, saw that the PBA is remains unparalleled in terms of marketing and advertising. You know, if you want to build your brand and make your brand stronger, which Converge definitely does, PBA is the way to go.
exciting.
Yeah, so Attorney Salud, you're saying that on April 5, the new head coach will be announced?
Kinito, we are not gonna rock the boat at this time. No,
Okay.
there's simply not enough time to do that. We are realists here, no, but we will bring a brand of basketball in the court that will reflect the values of Converge, which is revolutionary. And in time, I hope the fans enjoy that.
Attorney, earlier you were mentioning about the advertising value and the media mileage that a company like Converge can get from the PBA. Can you tell us the main reason why Converge decided to join the PBA?
Well, as I said, over the years, this is the best sporting stage in the Philippines. No? And this is a new stage for Converge. Sporting fans want to know what this organization is all about, what the products of this organization are all about, and of course, the men and women behind Converge. A lot of its core values are related to sports, and I think it will make for a perfect tandem between Converge and the PBA, no, to work hand in hand, particularly in CSR projects.
Okay.
And you talked earlier about the importance of the fans and the media. Um, what message would you like to give the fans, uh, the new fans of Converge? Are you hoping to convert all the Alaska fans to come over to your team?
Yeah, well,
How do you think that's gonna go?
we hope so, Diane. No, we hope so. But our commitment is to excellence. No, our commitment
Yeah,
is
that's good.
to make sure that we make the PBA more exciting. Converge did not join this league just to lose. No, we want a winning identity. We want a winning attitude for a winning brand like Converge.
Sounds good.
Attorney Salud, we heard a few days ago that you had a meeting with the existing Alaska players. How did that meeting go? And maybe also ask for your opinion on the transfer of Filipino players to overseas leagues like Japan, like Taipei, um, and some collegiate players foregoing applying for the PBA draft for the opportunity to play overseas as a priority. So again, those two questions, Attorney. How was that meeting with the Alaska players? And secondly, about the transfer of Filipino players going abroad.
Yeah, that was a good meeting. No? That was really just a meet and greet and an introduction uh, to the executives of Converge, of the players of Alaska. But going to your second question, Kinito, how many players of the Philippines have been imported, have been exported to
The B League.
the D League
To
and
Japan, I think 8,
yes.
excluding Matthew Okino, who has a Japanese passport, and 2 who went to the Taiwan League.
Well, that would really pose as a challenge to us, no, not just the PBA, no, but also the SBP, no, how we can work out a relationship among all these leagues and make sure that we're not getting poached. Uh, but in the end, it really calls for more hard work on the part of our players. Develop our players, make them stronger, so that even if they're even if they're taken abroad, we have a lot more here. I don't think the PBA will be suffering from that. And as you can see, how long will they be there? A year, 2 years, then they'll be back here.
Mhm.
Just a development time, just a time for experience for the teams, which could actually work good for some players to get that international exposure. When will the
Correct.
team be getting together, Attorney? When do you have you planned your first practices,
Not
stuff
yet.
like that? Not
Diane,
yet.
we're having this interview maybe around 3 or 4 days from the approval of the
Oh,
acquisition. No?
great! Thank you, thank you. Yeah,
So
nice.
we've not really gotten far. No, we've met with the players, we've met with the coaching staff. We'll have another meeting. This will be a continuous process, no, and getting to know. But as I said, the marching orders are clear from management. No, equip the team, equip the coaches, and make sure that they have all the support that they would require to make this team competitive and exciting.
Well, in
I
terms
like
of
that.
timetable, Attorney Salud, we know that the PBA draft is scheduled May 16, and then the next season will begin June 5th. So I guess way before that time, maybe by the end of April, there should be some kind of clarity as to the coaching staff of Converge, because I guess it will also be up to the new coaching staff to determine what kind of players to get. Is this a right assessment of the situation?
Absolutely, Kinito. We're leaving the X's and the O's to the professionals. No? We leave it to the coaches, and we will be there to support them.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
one
Well, that
final
was
question before we let you go, Attorney Salud. We're very excited about this new development of the East Asia Super League, sending a team to play in the Governor's Cup of the PBA next season, and also for the PBA to play in this league. It will certainly open up the markets for the PBA globally, internationally, regionally, and beyond Philippine borders. What is your feeling about this development, Attorney?
That's a great. I've learned about that just recently, and I told Willie that's fantastic. No, and that
yeah.
gives my company Converge an even wider audience. No, so and thinking about the league and our players, what an exposure! And I think we should take advantage of this opportunity and put our best foot forward.
Yeah. Diane,
Nice.
maybe
Well,
a last question
thank
for you.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I just wanted to thank you. And I like what you've been saying, that your marching orders are to be exciting, competitive, and a team that is out there to win. So we'll be looking out for the Converge team, sir. And it's nice to chat with you. And we look forward to talking to you again here on Play It Right.
Thanks so much, Diane, and of course, Kinito, as always.
Thank you very much, Attorney Salud. Thank you for joining us. And Diane and Attorney Salud, you gave us this opportunity to talk with you. I think this is the first time you've appeared in media on an exclusive basis. So thank you very much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you. All the best to
Thank you.
Converge.
Well, okay. We heard it straight from the newly designated governor of Converge in the PBA Board of Governors, and Diane, no less than a former PBA commissioner. Attorney Chito
Yeah,
Salud is representing
yeah.
Converge, so you can expect a lot of dynamic things to happen.
For sure, a lot of insight. He's been there. He knows the ins and outs. So this is going to be. It's a very exciting development, and I think, and also very exciting, of course, to have Chito there behind Converge. So exciting things to come. All right, we would like to thank you all for watching. But before we go, we want to thank our sponsor who made this show possible. Our partner, of course, is playitright.com. They have some amazing stuff for sports and leisure, great brands, great products at phenomenal prices, very affordable. Check them out, playitright.com in the link below.
Okay, and sports fans, again, remember, keep on supporting Play It Right TV and go over to the other website, the playitright.com, for those excellent products. A6 and Molten and Butterfly, all those other products in sports that are really just there for you at very, very good prices. So thank you very much, sports fans. Remember, here at Play It Right, we're here to support athletes, we're here to support sports, and we're here to support all of you so that we can all enjoy this wonderful world of sports.
Yes, this is your one-stop shop for the latest on the greatest in sports. I'm Diane Castillejo.
And this is Kinito Henson.
See you next time on Play It Right.